Hey guys, how do we keep it dirty off-road? And today we are installing the Icon kit. We've been waiting to do this kit for a while. We're hoping to do it on our truck, but our truck's having problems, so we're installing it on Victor's truck. Say hi, Victor.
What's up, YouTube?
This is going to be kind of a little bit of an unknown for us. We have our instructions, we have all of our gear set up, we got the truck jacked up, but there's no videos on how to do this kit, which kind of sucks. We were hoping there was at least a video out there on how to do the actual installation because it's a complicated kit. And if our experience is anything with the freaking Icon springs, this is not going to be easy. It's going to be a pain. We're hoping it's not, but let's get into it.
You just jinxed it.
It
has to be easier than the Leafs. This is so modular, it has to be easier than the Leafs.
And for those that don't know, if you watch our previous video, we installed the Icon leaves. They were now we did get ahead of ourselves by installing this plate, but we'll show you guys how to do that too. So with that, guys, let's get to it. We have to do some prep work first before we get started. First things first, we got to take the bump stops off. Second, we got to take care of these. So if you have anything like slag right there, little raised bits, we got to get that all grinded off. Looking at the driver's side's much better. It's actually not too many raised sections. It's a little bumpy, but it's not too bad. Of course, typical problem with the stock bumps, they're useless. They really don't offer any protection, guys. And as you can see, they're already bending themselves. So we're gonna take these off. We gotta take that clip off, and then we gotta move this whole bracket. We gotta disconnect it so that we can make room for everything. So let's get through that. And take that little piece of trim off. There you go, push it through. Now next, guys, you need to come in under the driver's side and remove that bracket that does all the brake lines. There's a little bolt right there that's gonna come off. Save that for take the bracket off. There you go. Now right here we need to work on getting this flat. This side's actually not too bad. Got a couple little pitted areas we gotta take care of, but it's mainly this right here that's gonna be the problem. You wanna have a nice flat surface. I don't think it's gonna go all the way over here, but we're still gonna grind that down and then we'll put some paint on it. Like I said, this side wasn't too bad, guys. We just had to do a little bit. This side is not so good. There's a lot of extra slag here, so we're gonna have to clean this up right here. And since we're here, I'm gonna take care of the slag there and there right there too, because that's disgusting. There you guys go. Now we just gotta paint it. So we've already ran into one of the challenges, and that's figuring out which bolts go where. The instructions don't really do a good job of showing you exactly where everything is. Kind of have some measurements. We're setting them all up together to make sure that we have the right count and the right size and everything so that we can put them in the right spot when we put this together. And this is something we're doing a little bit different than the instructions. We're going to pre-build this whole arm section here with the heim joints and everything so that we have this set up. We can just put it into place and connect everything up to it. We got to figure it out?
I think so.
You sure?
I think so.
Worst case, we just take it apart again and we call it the Icon curse. Your fault. Now we are going to connect tie rods to this, and you got to make sure you get the right bolt. You're going to have three different sizes, I guess. You have these short ones, you have these longer ones, and then you have full thread longer ones like the ones over there. You want to use these right here, the 1/2 inch ones that are a little bit over 2 1/4 in order to do this bit. Make sure that the logo is the correct side up. You could definitely install that bar upside down. So how do you know which side is which? Back plates come labeled, right? Can you show the label? So that says passenger. And the best way to find out is to put it on there. All right, so we're just gonna mock everything up to show you guys how it goes. This is the passenger side. Make sure the arrow goes forward. That already has a nut in there.
It already has something that's right there.
Okay, and then you got 3 more. Well, you got this one right here. That's a short one.
That's without.
And then you got 2 long ones underneath. And that's it, right?
Yeah.
That's all we need. So mainly we're mocking this up just to kind of see where everything's going to land, to see how much adjustment we have to do on that. And then we got to extend this out a little bit. Remember, guys, you want to do your adjustment here, not at the ends. And right now what we're doing is we're pulling this out as far as it'll go so that we can at least get the extreme angle that this is going to be at, so that hopefully we have less adjustment to do. And there it is. Let's just put those snug. Just snug. Hand tighten. And there you go, guys. That is it right there, pre-built, one side, so you can see how everything goes and where each bolt goes, so that it makes it easier for us to figure out, so we're not farting around under there. It's a lot of bolts.
A lot of bolts.
Now we're gonna go ahead and mock up the other side, guys, because we want to make sure we have all the bolts. There's our front kit full, reassembled. So a couple things I do want to highlight too, why I think this is a better kit, is one is you're fully boxed around the frame. Most kits just take care of the front face and they could twist off. So this is fully boxed and it's not gonna allow any movement. Second, it doesn't just have a bar like most of the other ones. This is an actual full billet arm, and it has these right here to avoid any flexing, any twisting. So this thing's not gonna go anywhere. It's not gonna move when it's properly torqued. So that bracket right there is gonna replace that bracket down there that holds all the brake lines into place. It's going to replace it on the axle itself. One variable we have is where the brake line bracket is going to secure to. We think it's going to secure to here, and then they give us a bolt to go farther, and that's it. We're going to take it apart. We're going to leave this in one section, take all of these apart, and start putting it together on the truck. Hopefully we got it right. See how you have that hole and you have this hole? You want to align them with the big hole and the little hole. Is it sliding in, or is it a tight fit?
It's a fucking tight fit, man.
Christian, rubber mallet and a 2x4. I go on any angle. Which way does it need to go?
That way. Diagonal towards the front, yeah.
The front end is flush, though.
Say put it all together and then torque.
Oh, this is gonna suck. That's a tight fit. These bottom bolts are not gonna align until we tighten it all up to the frame, dude. So that's the one giving us problems?
Yep.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah. You gotta pry down.
You're bending the bed.
Yeah, I'm bending the bed.
We need a way to basically get this to come down so you can get this to bolt on.
Yeah, because if we loosen the top side, we don't get the bottom.
No.
We get the bottom end.
That top side's got to stay in.
Yeah, because that was a problem. We bring in the bolts here and they're completely out of line. Like, there's no way you're gonna get a bolt through on either one.
There's where we need
So
it.
fucking close.
I know, it's so annoying how close it is.
Yeah, that's not helping.
Not moving?
It doesn't move.
The only thing else we could try is to push this up.
That thing's flush on the frame already. You want to know an easy solution?
Drill it.
Drill it.
That's thick fucking steel, though, dude.
Yeah, it's thick.
That's gonna take a while to drill.
Honestly, it's the more feasible solution.
And at least you don't have to drill any of these other holes, just this one, which is like easy to
everything
get
else
to.
is threaded in. Was there anything on the backside that was bubbled up or anything?
We didn't really look back here, but
Maybe that's the problem.
let's take it out.
Maybe we have to pay attention to the welds on both sides. Like this bump right here, I feel here.
Let's see.
I think that thing, just to get us a little bit closer. Because look, you could see it on the face. Because you can see right here, it actually took the paint off. So this is
over here right there.
so this is our point.
That right there. We gotta take that off. We gotta grind it out. Here's what we did. Ground down this side, ground down that, did a little bit up there, and I may end up doing, yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit right here. All right, I'm not done. I still gotta do a little bit more. Be real careful. Oh my God, this is awful. Unfortunately, the welds back here are even worse. I wish the instruction manual said something about the ones in the back. It mainly talks about the ones up front. This is shit. Look at that. say go like this?
No, other way around. Flip it.
Oh, that's right. See the arrow? Put it towards the front.
Can you put your fingers in there?
So Victor, explain to me what's going on, man.
Drilling out a hole to make the bolt fit. Because one is slightly off. No matter what we try, we can't get them to line up perfectly. It has to be something with the frame. Something is causing it to throw it off.
The tolerances are way too tight, right?
Yeah.
So all I gotta say is fucking Icon. That's been the theme of this whole weekend is fucking Icon. They make great shit, but they don't take into account that it's not always gonna be perfect. Alright, so the other side, we're just gonna be ready to drill it, dude, because this is some bull
It's not the build your stuff better, it's build your stuff with a little bit
of tolerance.
To it.
Yeah, because that I've never seen that frame section that looks identical. Everybody's is slightly different.
They have to factor in the welds. We've off-roaded it before. There's gonna be maybe some damage or maybe a little bit of dent because of the original bump stops.
And bending.
And so if it's spot on, it's not going to work. Yeah, there has to be some sort of tolerance to it.
Yeah, there's got to be a little bit, especially on those bottom ones, you know? They need a little bit of tolerance on those bottom ones. All right, I think we finally got this side in. Once we get all these snug, we'll start tightening them up. Hey, we got one side done. That's a win, right?
This is a chore. What are you talking about?
Fucking Icon. That's all I gotta say is fucking Icon.
Too much.
Really?
Yeah.
God damn it, Ethan. You're supposed to be watching.
Will that bolt go in? Nope.
Nope.
Nope, it'll be the same as before.
It's same as before.
And that's about as close as the other one was, man. So I think time to put the bolts in. I'm seeing the same exact issues, dude. The back end looks like it's just right. The front end is too far out. It's about the same.
Hand it to me.
We're gonna have the same issues on this side. You can just see it right there. So recommendation to do the top front nut, bolt first, right? Yeah, let's get the ones that we can get in so we can figure out what has to be drilled.
This one has to be drilled, definitely.
Okay, well, we're gonna try it first. We gotta get the top in and then get those in.
Dude, just barely, man. Give me a plastic bag.
Why?
Because everything's landing on my face.
I'm not looking forward to doing this for my truck, dude.
Then don't.
Give me a bigger one.
There's plenty of large ones over there, Christian.
I'm kidding. They're like hitting my cheek and going towards my...
What the fuck, Victor? Cut some holes in for your nose, dude. Come on.
Hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do. Well, somebody would have a face mask. How do you not have a face mask?
We did. It's a Halloween costume.
Yeah, we turned it into a Halloween costume a few years ago. And we just haven't had a need for another one. Next time we go to Harbor Freight, Ethan, face mask.
The problem is it's not clear enough that I can see.
You know what? We got a piece of acrylic now. Victor don't have to fucking look like he's gonna rob a bank. So let's talk this through, right?
No, I'm not talking it through.
Gotta go fit in on the exhaust side, so we're gonna put that side in first, and then hopefully it'll just pop into place. Whenever you're ready, bud.
Okay, I'm not ready.
Cool.
So with the exhaust right here.
We have to drop the exhaust, huh?
We have to drop the exhaust.
So we went ahead and dropped the exhaust. So Christian, go ahead and hold that down. All right, Ethan, pop it in. All right, we need both.
There's no room.
You're gonna have to push them out, slide them in, and then slowly get them in with the wrench or something. Is there enough room?
That's a tight fit with these two just in there, like this.
Yeah, the problem is it's the washer. I can't really do anything with this much room right here.
I don't think we can use the washer.
Dude, if you need to forego the washer, just... It's a lock nut anyways, man.
Ow.
Come on, Ethan, find the hole.
Oh my god. I hear this from you.
Would you say,
Oh, here we go again.
would you say Victor's truck is a little tight?
Just say it, man. Just say it.
Put lube on it.
WD-40?
Spit on it.
Spit on it. Come on, man.
You said spit on it, not slobber on it.
A little bit of spit goes a long way.
So one of the things we do recommend is you want to connect the sides before you tighten up those bolts at the top. And the reason for that is because what? Is that moving? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to connect our cables back up, get all these cables connections going in the right spot first before we do those. This does mount in the same spot. It's just a little tight.
There we go.
While that's going on, clip in that top one.
13 coming in.
Just you also got one in the back you got to clip in.
This?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So.
All right, remember, that plate goes over the top. Now, we may have to extend that, and the way to extend it is to twist that piece.
Get this.
Yes. Yeah, you're going to have to extend.
There we
There
go.
you go.
Give me the other one. There we go. That's not comfortable.
So that sucks, right? That's like
That's
full-on
nothing.
contact.
Look, because look at that.
On the right side of the exhaust side, the supporting plate is supposed to be bolted up to the bottom of the mount. The driver's side is above, as you can see there, but the passenger side, the plate goes on the bottom. The exhaust, especially if you have an aftermarket exhaust, it'll hit the support. So if you put the plate at the bottom, you'll get the clearance. It's just enough so when it rattles, it's not gonna eat a hole through the exhaust. So you get the proper clearance, because if you put it on the top, it'll be right on it.
Okay, ready?
That's what she said.
Shut up!
Dad, please don't ever want to do this to your truck.
This is the kid I want to put on my truck.
You
Have a shop do that.
No, we're going to do this one.
No.
Yeah.
Have a shop
yeah.
do it. No.
And guess what? We get to do it without Victor, because he's not going to want to come back for our truck. Right,
No.
Victor?
I mean, it is what it is.
One more thing that we have to do is those have to be tensioned. The tie rods themselves have to be tensioned. So take the nuts out. See, that one's gone, that one's fine. That one over there is not. That one has to come out. Okay, now let's find a wrench that'll fit that. Okay.
Crescent wrench.
The goal here is to tighten. Now it's closing the gaps, right?
Yep.
That's what we want.
Oh, so tightening it's easier. This is the opposite of how you bolts go.
Okay, loosen up the nuts before they get there, because we want this tight. Let's go ahead and tighten those up.
Yep.
Both sides gotta be tightened up.
There we go.
Okay, and let's do the same thing on the other side now.
Oh, that's tight.
And we're good.
We're done.
One more thing.
No.
There it is. Okay. This one off.
Okay. Whoa, what the fuck? That is tight.
What she said.
Those are off. Now we gotta get these bad boys off.
Go ahead and get that off.
Leave this in so it's away. There we go. Okay, that's in. Does that reach? Oh no, we have to stretch this.
I think what's making it harder too is that the suspension is fully drooped.
Yeah, so.
But that's the thing. This is worst case scenario, and that's what you got to tune for. So Victor, I need you to push on it because my hands are shot. All right. All right. Now we gotta position this guy in here. Okay. You're still recording, Ethan?
Yep, I was still recording.
And then that's the last bit. Because imagine having the suspension fully droop on you on the trails, and then all of a sudden you have ABS lines going off. Same thing as before. Use Allen to push it on the bottom, and let's get those in the right spot. There you go. And they are good. You need to install a strike plate with any kit you do. If you already have leaf springs on, you are going to need to loosen up the U-bolts in order to get this to fit in there, right? Because it's got this little hook that goes in and it hooks up in under that plate, and then that's how it holds it. The other thing you got to do is notice how your ABS sensor's in the way. You also got to take your ABS sensor out, and this hole's got to be drilled out so that you can secure that. And it has a little hole right there, and then this little bracket goes in underneath like that and holds it all in place. So right now we're going to take this thing off and we're going to drill the hole. Which kind of sucks that you have to take it out, but almost every bolt kit we've ever done, you have to take the fucking leaf pack U-bolts off, which sucks because if you've never done it before and one of those freaking strips, which almost always happens, you gotta have U-bolts on standby. Let go, you bitch! Come on.
In order to fit it in, it gets way too.
Oh, you moved it.
It is. I moved it.
Just brute force.
Brute force.
Go brute force.
Con huevos, man. Look, use that. It's good. That's all you need. That's it. This is loose.
No, I know, because it's not tight. Because we're gonna Loctite it. Remember?
Oh shit! We already tightened the other side.
We don't need Loctite.
I would say for a screw like that, I would Loctite that bitch in.
So because Victor wants to be all perfect, we're putting Loctite on this bitch so it don't move because it will vibrate itself off.
Hey man, you should be putting Loctite on with how hard we run the trails.
What are you talking about, Vic? That's nowhere near how hard you run.
Victor takes it easy though. Maybe that's a smart thing. That's what we should be doing.
Not breaking my trucks like you guys are.
Yeah, your drill's pretty ugly over here, man. What the fuck?
Hey man, they're not gonna see it. As long as the bolt went through, that's all that mattered to me. What? Nobody's gonna see it?
Yeah, but you'll know.
I'll know, but I'm not gonna tell anybody.
It's that stupid TikTok. Who's gonna know? Nobody's gonna know.
Yeah.
How are they gonna know? They're gonna know.
No, they're not. Especially if you don't put it in the video. Alright, so these are the Icon bumps. They are much smaller. I think these are only 2.0s. Yeah, 2.0 hydraulic air bumps. They're much smaller than some of the other stuff we've seen out there. Most of them are 2.5s. And the strike plate definitely looks a little smaller, but these are supposed to perform just as well. And one thing that's cool is, look at that. It has an O-ring already installed. This is something I wish all the bump stop guys would do because that'll tell you if it's tuned correctly or if you need to tune it and if you're actually using all of it. Because you want to use the majority of your bump stop. Not all of it, but you want to use the majority of it, and that's going to tell you if you're using it all or not.
Fascinating.
Victor being my Vanna White right now. Okay, now what do we got to do to get them prepped?
According to the instructions, just anti-seize them and put them on.
Oh, it's going to get all over the place. Oh, you done it now. Oh, that's hot. Spread it wide. Do we need to spread it? That's how it's supposed to go in? That's just like that?
According to the instructions.
Go ahead and take the nasty glove off. That's why we got extra ones, dude. You're going to get it everywhere.
Oh.
You gotta get it everywhere, Victor. Come on, take them off. Take them off. Yeah, let the boys tighten it. Do these by hand. Do not put any torque on these. This is all hand tightening. All done?
All done?
Okay, let's get the other side going.
The lube. Prostate check.
Lube it up.
From my angle, it just looks so wrong.
We may have to open that one up, huh?
Let's hope you put them on the right way.
There.
Oh no, Icon kit sucks at installing.
What is up with your fucking fly? Are you wearing plastic underwear or something?
Me? Oh!
I've been wondering about that for hours, going, what the fuck?
What's that? What are you advertising?
I don't know what the hell that was.
Alright guys, so that's it for the install. Definitely, just like the previous video, that's some bullshit, Icon.
Yep.
The tolerances are just way too tight on that kit. I mean, if it's off even by just a little bit, you have to drill it and there's no option. And that top bolt's probably the worst design ever. They should have made that a nut bolt type setup that you put in there.
Just a simple pass-through instead of the welded nut.
Yeah, that was a pain in the ass. So just like the leaf springs, complete pain in the ass to install. If I were to look at the different bump stop kits out there, I would say the SUC and the RPG are cinched to freaking install compared to this thing. I mean, it took us hours to install that thing.
4.5 hours to do the bump stop kit alone.
Easy, easy. And a lot of this because of the constant going back and forth, the clamping, the drilling. It was just a pain. Guys, have any questions or comments? Put them down below. Any final thoughts?
I'm never doing that again.
No.
Never.
You better not be doing that for
We're
your truck.
getting an Icon kit for the next truck.
No, you're not.
No,
Yes, we
no.
are.
Then you don't need a truck.
We're not helping.
You don't need a truck.
All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one. All right, Victor. You had a chance to use it with your new setup. What are your impressions so far?
So far, it's really nice. Usually around Powerline Road where I would go 60, 65. Now I'm doing 75, 80 or more.
Yep. It's a big difference.
It feels so smooth.
Right? It's a big difference. I mean, look how tall she is compared to mine.
It's a big difference, that's for sure.
It's a pretty massive difference, dude.
Just look at me standing next to it.
And look at mine doing the little Carolina squat in the back.
Easily put my hand up here. Quite noticeable.
Is she riding smooth though?
Yeah, it's pretty smooth so far.
And see, in this right now, you still haven't broken it in yet. So it's gonna take time to really smooth out.
It just went halfway.
Yeah, you've only used halfway. What about the other side? Are you hearing a thud every once in a while when it bottoms out?
No, this one hasn't even.
Oh, it's because it's all the way at the bottom, I think. No, it's at the top. Yeah, this one hasn't stricken.
Yeah.
You got to push it a little bit more. Now that you've done a full day with this thing, what do you think of your new suspension?
I mean, it's a lot more fun. It's like you can take trails a lot faster. There's a lot more. I don't know. There's a lot more better feedback behind the wheel. At least I feel more confident with more suspension.
You're not bottoming out, right?
Not at all.
Which is
Not
kinda
even
nice.
close. I would bottom out a lot before, and I don't even get close this time.
And this is basically my old setup, right? You're running Geysers with a plus 3 setup in the back. This happens just to be the Icons. You definitely have the better bump stock kit. I wish I had the Icons. But yeah.
Definitely happy with it.
So one thing we'll have to do when you get back is check all the torques. Make sure everything's torqued now that you've had it, give it a proper run.
Extremely happy.
So for you guys looking at getting the Icon kit, man, it's a decent kit. It's a lot of work to put in, so just make sure you keep that in mind. It's a lot of fucking work to get this fucker in. See you guys on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and do all that shit down there. Next one.
Come on, man. How do you get lazy at the outro?
Tired.